All right. So, hello, everybody. I'm Nicole Hacault with Royal LePage Top Producers. And today I have Carmen here with Macaroni Kid. And so, we're going to talk about, I guess, things that you can be doing with your kids right now, Carmen, right?
Yeah, there's lots of stuff we can do in the house, even though sometimes it's feels like we are pulling our hair out, and kids are saying that they're bored. We have lots of ideas. My website has a lot of ideas, but I would happily share some ideas with you guys right now if you're looking for things to do that doesn't involve going and buying a ton of supplies.
Right. Yeah.
Since we want to stay at home.
Okay. So, what are some ideas that you have? Maybe what crafts, activities, inside, outside?
So I think follow along with your kids' interest and see what they like. Don't worry about trying to be like the mom who's on Pinterest who's doing absolutely everything. So if your kid likes more science experiments, go into your cupboard and find some really great cheap science experiments that you can do with an egg and vinegar to make it a bouncy egg.
Yeah.
Or like the good old vinegar and baking sodas, like all those stuff, or even slime if you want to be the mom who lets them have slime during this time.
Do you have a good slime recipe?
Yeah. Well, I use borax, so I'm okay with borax. But if you don't, so like the borax combination with a little bit of, I think it's like half and half water and white glue, and you put like a teaspoon of borax in, will make a decent foundation slime. But the nice one for if you don't want borax is just that block. Is that what it's called? The goopy one. It's just all you need is cornstarch, soap, like a shampoo or conditioner, and water. And then I always dye my water. Don't dye the like slime, like whether it's Play-Doh, the borax slimes or any of those. I always dye the water base so that you're not getting it all over your hands after.
Makes
so
sense.
Mix up. And then you pour in like your colored water in with like your cornstarch and some soap base. And it gives that like slime, like the goopy one where it's almost like a quicksand. That one's a really popular one. The kids love it, but it is a bit of a mess to clean up because it's just like a film of cornstarch everywhere.
Oy. Yeah, no, I'm not doing that one.
It's okay if you like, but you know what's really nice right now is if there's still a little bit of snow, you could even just bring snow in from outside, throw it into a bucket for sensory play, and let them do that. Like they're going to want their outside time too, but if you need like an easy thing to do, that or
a bunch of snow in a bathtub.
Yeah, and just throw them in there.
Oh.
Or they can lean over. But so like look at what you have. Don't worry about trying to find things that you have to go and buy. Putting food coloring in water and giving them paintbrushes with the food coloring is like paint for the snow, and they can just like paint away, or bringing in sand toys and letting them do that with snow. The other thing you could do is working on like the sensory side is just go and see what kind of dried beans or noodles you have in the house, throw them and rice. You can throw them into a bin, throw some things that they can search through, and they can be a sensory bin. I love using bubbles, so if they want to use like foam, all you need to do is you take your hand mixer or your standing mixer and you throw in maybe like a teaspoon or a tablespoon of water and a whole bunch of soap and some food dye if you want. And then you turn the mixer on with like the whisk style, really, really fast, and it'll blow it up. So it's more like foam, and you just throw that in a bin and they'll go and play for hours. So there's lots of different sensory things you can do. Another one would be taking painter's tape and making mazes or hopscotch or any of that type of stuff on the floor to get them to be moving and active.
Yeah. Obstacle courses.
Yeah, lots. Or painting windows now. Like that's a really big thing.
That's the thing,
here in Winnipeg. Yeah.
And I think you had a tip with like you put soap in the paint.
Yeah. So if you wanted to, like a lot of people are using, so we use tempera because that's what we had in our house from like the Dollarama. There's like the Crayola washable paints, and there's lots of different washable paints out there that you might have in your house. Other people are saying that they've used acrylic. You can even dilute that with soap as well. The soap just helps you wash it off better. The acrylic though will harden, and you're going to be like chiseling it off a little bit more. And I definitely wouldn't do that over top of your carpeted floors that have windows. I think that would be some crying afterwards, because my kids dropped a lot of paint. But it was soap and tempera. It cleaned up super, super fast.
Cool.
So that was good. And there's lots of other things using tissue paper, markers. I saw other people using like Crayola washable markers and just letting them draw in the windows.
Yeah, we do that all the time.
Yeah. And that's really fun, right? Because right now people who are taking their like social distancing walks by themselves just around their neighborhood, now they have something to look at in the windows. So you can be helping out that kid who's walking by, and then the kids can look for other people. Or you put Easter eggs out right now, or teddy bears, or any of that stuff. Or maybe not Easter eggs, because that's probably later.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Couple weeks.
Yeah. Whatever. So you can, there's lots of things you can put in the windows, rainbows and stuff for people to find. Yeah. There's so many things you could be doing right now.
Cool. And then what about like some outdoor activities? I mean, the snow's going to melt.
Yeah.
So what do we do?
Well, let's see. You could do things like making science experiments that explode. You have some pop in the house you can take outside with some Mentos and do the big giant, those explosions, or elephant toothpaste, which is like hydrogen peroxide and yeast. There's not a lot of yeast around right now in the grocery store, so maybe not that one. You could do giant bubbles where you can make your own bubble solution, and you just add a little bit of glycerin so that it doesn't pop, and then you can make these really, really big bubbles. And then I think playing like just out there with the ball with your kids, like kicking a ball around and those type of things, building big forts. One of the things that my kids have really liked is, two things. One, if you have any big boxes because you're an Amazon shopper or something who's getting lots of deliveries, throw your kids, once it's a little bit warmer, just in their underwear, because then you don't have to worry about them getting messy, with some paints, and just let them paint a box. I saw another friend who let them paint garbage, so all the recycling. So just put out a plastic sheet outside on the deck, and throw out all the recycling onto the thing and just let them paint away. And just messy. And that's where they can do the slime.
Chuck it back into the recycling bin afterwards.
Exactly. And they don't care what the final product is. They're just having fun and getting messy.
And painting. Yeah.
Yeah. And the other one you could do is make an obstacle, like a ninja course or an obstacle course with things that you have, like bins and like ladders and stuff. And you could just like make a whole elaborate obstacle course for them to race through, for those that like to have that like ninja, or what is that called? The American Ninja show. Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. But I know what you mean.
Yeah. They could do those kind of things. Idea.
I think I'm going to like write those down myself. Those ones.
Or there's, I guess the other one is scavenger hunts too. You can go, and you can make those. There's lots of printables. My website has one, or more than one, but you can find them, or you can make them up yourself, like do an alphabet one, find something that starts with the letter A. You can do a sensory one, like find something that's soft.
Right.
Colored ones. So there's like every day you could do a different type of scavenger hunt. It doesn't have to be like, there's just this one and now we found the green leaf and there's nothing left to do.
Right.
You can improvise. There's lots that you can download, but you could even on the fly, like I've done those before, where I say, okay, guys, you have on your mark, get set, go, somebody like, who's the fastest to bring me back these 3 items? And I'll say like something yellow, something soft, and something that grows in the ground or something like that.
Right.
And then they can take off and they can run for a bit and come back. Yeah.
Cool. I love it. Awesome. Thanks. We'll have to get you on here again in a couple of weeks and get people some more ideas.
I would love to come back. Thanks.
Okie dokies. Well, thank you. Okay. I like to high five people when I'm done videos. So let's other side. Other side. Yeah. I guess we have to be on the same side of the screen though. So so put your hand put your hand the other way. No, other hand.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Now come over. There we go. Ready?
We should have practiced that.
Awesome. Okay. Well, you take care.
Thank you.
Thank you for this video.
Bye, everybody.